I can't wait to get my lashes done. Sorry, babe. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Huffs Evolved. I am Talia Huff.
I am Chris Huff.
And together we are the
Huffs. We need to quarantine our marriages, and what I mean by that is we need to pick apart the things that are trying to infiltrate and act like little viruses in our marriages right now. Like, we need to keep people out of our space and out of our relationships, because you have people trying to give out information and insight, and they haven't even been in a relationship. They don't have no time or no skin in the game. Like, I'm just tired of people trying to give constructive criticism, and they don't have nothing to criticize themselves. Like, you can't keep giving out information how to do things and you haven't been through anything, especially what you're trying to help somebody with. If you haven't been through what you're trying to help somebody with, why would you even put yourself on the line to help somebody in an area you absolutely know nothing about? So when I say quarantine, clean every aspect of your relationship. Whatever you see that could be infectious to your relationship, I'm asking you to remove it. Exactly. Safeguard it. These relationships and marriages are sacred, because we're going to be living together for a long time. And the person you chose them for a reason. So when you choose that person, choose to protect them and also protect yourself. Just be careful of the people who are now trying to cling to you or come around now. People are now trying to latch on to people. Like, you've never been around, but now you're around. I'm an upfront person. Like, I'll put it on the table. I'll ask you. Like, I am not going to play games with you. Like, why are you here? Like, and please tell me why, and be honest with me, because I just want everybody to be careful right now, because people know that this is a weak time for certain people. Some people get weak in moments like this. People don't know how to persevere and show strength in these times, and there are people who feed on this type of stuff. There's so many scams out here, and lethal people at this time is crazy. So, I just wanted to let everybody know, just be safe out here.
Be cautious.
Be cautious.
And another thing, just piggybacking off of what he said, as far as quarantining the marriage and separating yourself from anything that is not like God for us, because that's what we believe in is God, and then marriage for us. But anything that's not like God, or anything that's not like your morals and your standards, we have values. And every marriage is different. I definitely believe that every marriage, it has its own fingerprint. And so we all have our own set. So for our marriage, what might work in our marriage may not work in another marriage. But being upfront is so important. And we found that out the hard way in our marriage, because a lot of times, in marriages, we hold things so that we don't hurt the spouse. I tend to talk really loud when I get passionate. So I'm just, sharing that now, that I'm not trying to overshadow him or anything. It's just that he knows me, baby.
I feel like you're doing like this to me, and I'm like,
extra. But that's one of my things. That's who I am. That's one of my character traits. One of my attributes, I guess I'll call it attribute. But is that I like to talk really loud, and I don't know. I'm like a public speaker. But anyway, you have to be careful that people that we're entertaining and things that we're doing are not going against our values and not going against the code of ethics that our marriage operates off of. We had situations to where he had to be honest with me and I had to be honest with him. But the only way that happened is because we had to be backed into a corner, and we were literally talking about getting a divorce because of misunderstandings and because we chose not to talk.
And we chose to hold things all the way up until we exploded.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it's like, instead of jumping in a ring with your mate at the last minute and you want to fight it out, take the time, take the gloves off, and sit down and have, conversation. Open dialogue. And ladies, for whatever reason, and men as well, but definitely ladies, I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, is we have to stop being so offended all the time by our husband.
And so aggressive.
Hey, I'm not aggressive.
Yeah.
You mean I said that, I'll punch you in the face.
Abuse. No. I need to check, because I've been abused for so long.
People don't get checks for being abused.
Because now I'm depressed.
Oh my.
Since you've been abused. Alright, I quit.
Okay. Here you go. But no, seriously, we have to stop being so offended, and and being so aggressive, like he said, to where our mates can't come to us and have a conversation because we're on the defense, or we're so easily offended that they're scared to say anything that's going to hurt our feelings. Same thing goes for guys. Realize that, as women, we need to be open and honest too. Like, we need to be able to say, like, listen, you guys are visual. So the first thing you do is, you see another woman and you start lusting after another woman. Don't get your wife pregnant and then start lusting after another woman because now she's big. Or now, or now, her sexual appetite is not what it used to be because we have so many different changes in our hormones and stuff like that. Why can't we have healthy dialogue concerning those things? Be able to have like healthy dialogue in your relationship. So, sit and talk about it. Back in the day, we know what the Bible says about being fruitful and multiplying, right? Why does that have to only pertain to children? Why does it mean that the woman can only lay on her back and have children, and that's the only way to be fruitful and multiply? That's not the case. Why? If my husband brings me, we talk about the parables in the Bible, right? If my husband brings me $100 and say, babe, put that away, or babe, do something with this, I should know how to invest it. I should know how to take the $100. If he says this is all we have for the month, and I got to feed my family with this $100, then I should be able to stretch it. Exactly. So now I'm not gonna go buy a new pair of shoes or a purse, or or get my hair done. I'm gonna take the $100 and I'm gonna make sure that I buy. I don't know. I don't do this, and this is not me. I'm not saying that this is an example of who I am. But maybe I'll go buy some seeds and I'll plant a garden in the yard so that we have fresh fruits and vegetables or whatever, so that we can last off of that thing. So fruitful and multiplying does not mean only having children, guys.
I want to add something too. I want to give
I take over.
Just okay. I just want to give a little scenario too. This is something that I've seen a lot, even in my own relationship and a lot of relationships. I have a lot of friends that's married. I have a lot of friends that's not married. But what I'm seeing a lot of that always tears us down, like as couples, is we try and tell each other things, and right away, the woman is like, no, it can't possibly be that way. No, that's not it. And not knowing that we just got the information to know that it's the truth. We're not saying it because we don't know. We're saying it because we just found out that that's true. What I'm saying is, instead of jumping down our throats, or us even jumping down a woman's throat, we need to be able to take time to figure things out. Like, we really jump at each other's necks a lot. Like, I'm saying in general, everybody.
You're talking about me.
I'm talking about in relationships. I'm not talking about us. But yeah, since you put it that way, now I'm putting you out there. Yeah, now you two now. But anyways, I wasn't even going to do that because you did it. But no, a lot of times we talk very loud at each other in our relationships and in our marriages. We need to learn how to tone it down a little bit. Like, take the treble out your voice, turn that bass down, and come to the table and talk about what's bothering you and what really has your temperature boiling. Like, what is raising your pressure so bad in this conversation that we're trying to have, that now it's about to blow up into something to where now we can't even walk around the house and look at each other and talk to each other. And now we were just in a good space 5 minutes ago, loving on each other, and now one thing has been said, and it just changed the whole temperature of the whole house. So it was a nice 65 to 68 degrees in the house, and now it's just turned to 112 degrees, and now we can't stand each other. Like, we got to stop doing that. Because first of all, that's not healthy, and it does not feel good walking through the house when you can feel your spouse's eyes beaming in on you, like she about to burn a hole through you, and vice versa, same way. Like, that turmoil, that friction does not feel good, and we need to start letting people know how that really feels, because men, we don't express that type of thing to women. But I'm here to help with that, because I'm not holding anything back. I just can't, and I won't allow myself to keep falling into that trap, and I won't allow my wife not to know what's going on in our home, or mentally, or physically, and emotionally. Like, we need to make sure that we touch those bases and stop being so hard on each other, on our mates.
When you bring something to a woman, right? When a man brings information, you were talking about information to a woman, right? If we're not having a discussion about it and you're saying, hey, we're going to do this, I'm going to say, okay, go ahead and do it. But if I have information as well, then we need to, at that point, compare our information rather than you feeling like what you have is golden and what I have is trash. So if we're both having a conversation or we're both sharing and giving each other insight, that's different. But don't bring what you have as the golden coin and I can't give my input. Because if that's the case, then you may as well just make the decision to do what you want to do. So that's the thing. Like, my thing is, men, if you have information or you're making a decision and you've already made the decision and you're going to do it anyway, don't bring it to your mate. Because what you're going to do is then cause an argument and cause that temperature to go from the healthy 70 degrees to 120 degrees. Because it's an insult to a woman for you to say, hey, I want your input. And then when we give our input, you don't really want it. So if you know you're going to make a decision, you're going to make that educated decision, you're gonna make that head of the home decision.
But yeah,
go ahead and make it.
If you're gonna give constructive criticism and input, don't give us the input like you're talking at us. Give us the input like as if you're just sharing the information, because that's the other thing y'all do. Like y'all, it's always a teaching moment for y'all, like y'all teaching us something.
But a lot of times we are though. A lot of times ladies are teaching their husbands, because here's the thing.
Men don't like
how are you gonna? Okay, I'm sorry that you guys don't like it. But don't get mad at me, get mad at God. He put it that way. God said that it wasn't good for men to be alone, and we're the helpmate. Sorry. We're the helpmate. God made a decision. So hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. We are supposed to do what we were chosen for. We gotta fulfill our purpose. Like right now, we're pulling up in this packed where we are, right? My first mind, you need cash, baby. I wanted to pull off. I didn't want to stay here because I'm like, okay, it's packed. But he pulls up and he got right in right away. My
patience level.
My patience level is really short. And a lot of times that comes from having children. Men don't understand from dealing with children. Mom, babe, mom, babe. Not to mention, 9 times out of 10, we work. I'm an entrepreneur, so I have multiple different businesses, and I do a lot of different managing for different people. My own father and things like that. So, it's like Talia, mom, babe, all the time. So for us, or for me, I'll speak from my aspect, a lot of times I'm drained. So when I'm finally working on something and I'm passionate about it, I'm excited. So when you bring me information, I talk like this all the time. Like, I am a passionate talker. And I try to tell him that it's not anger, it's passion. So if I speak to him and he brings me something and say, hey, babe, listen, I found a way we can get $1 million. And I say, $1 million? That sounds like a get rich quick scheme to me. I don't want no parts of it. That's not me yelling at him. That's my response.
You don't trust what I got to bring to the table. I'm telling you, I got something. You done with that?
Get on my car.
Give me that. I'm getting that.
That you pay for.
That's right. Give me that. You don't need that.
Ew, that M was nasty.
Oh, I thought not to drink it.
Keep that yellow because. Sorry, guys. Whew. Made me cross-eyed.
People are here right now.
He always thinks sexual. His favorite thing to do is to ride somewhere and pull over on the side of the road and make out. But thanks for, tuning in. We love you guys. Have a good one.
Got comments?
Yeah, definitely. Check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Huffs Evolved. Go over to our Instagram page at The Huffs Evolved. We also have a Facebook page, The Huffs Evolved. That's our brand. Hashtag The Huffs Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing going right now. Well, we have a thing going right now that we're trying to reach, subscribers. So if we can get up to 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away $100 to 10 of our lucky subscribers. We're gonna do a raffle, and we're gonna give away $100 to 10 of our subscribers once we reach 1,000 subscribers. So Help us get there. Definitely hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. If it's helping you, comment. You can email us if you have questions or something that you want us to talk about, and that's join@thehuffsevolved.com. We love you guys. Bye.
Take care.